So I was talking to a guy the other day who saw one of my videos and then decided to comment and say, I'm having trouble with dating apps. Do you mind if I get in contact with you to help me out? So I told him, yeah, email me. I'll do it free of charge. Cool. So we jump on a call now. And already I'm going to critique this guy. I spoke to him already. He's a cool guy, but he's come with the wrong energy. And I'm going to explain what he was doing wrong. And most likely, a lot of other guys in this same position were probably doing wrong. And how do I know this? Because I used to be that guy who was crap with women, terrible on dating apps, awful with texting. And then I learned the hard way. And I learned through years of trial and error, as well as years of learning the right thing to do and then applying it till it became unconscious. So you're hearing this from a credible source right now. Anyway, we jumped on a call. I asked how's he doing, and I'm trying to, like, bear in mind he's asking for my advice, right? Like I said, cool advice, cool guy. He probably will see this video, but at the same time, right, the way he answered the phone was, so I say, hey, what's up? What's going on? How's it going, etc. So I'm just trying to find some rapport there and just like chat to him on a level, like trying to be bros, basically. But he went like he wanted to get straight into it. I could feel like he didn't want to ask me about how my day was going, like what I'm up to, etc. Like to try and like break down any defenses I may have, or like to kind of build a little bridge there in some kind of capacity. He just wanted to get straight into what it was for him that he wanted to get into, and that's not an issue, but it's just that it kind of indicated to me in that very instance that this guy is just not socially, like super socially aware perhaps, and it's just something that he could improve on. So like, it's not about him trying to understand how the other person's feeling. It's like him wanting information and coming from that kind of like almost desperate point. Is like, listen, please help me with this kind of situation. That way we went straight into it. No like deeper hello and stuff like that, right? So that happened, and then what happened was, so I was like, all right, well, I could tell he's not trying to build rapport here, so let's get into the call. So he explains the whole situation, and basically he's on that app Hinge, dating app called Hinge, and basically he was telling me how it all works. So like, you have your profile, you have your pictures, you have your bio, and you have 3 prompts that you can put in terms of like, this is like what the girls see and stuff like that, right? And he said like I knew his mindset was completely wrong after one of the first things he said, which is he read out his first prompt that he had written, and he wrote some kind of like generic prompt that any guy could always write. Like, oh, fun guy, looking to guy, meet someone, ideally not looking to mess around for marriage or whatever, right? Now, a lot of guys think, oh yeah, well, that is what I want. I don't want to mess around. I want to find someone for marriage, etc. There's a couple of levels to it, right? But then I'm going to go with the first lesson, which was he went straight in for that. He told me his first prompt, didn't tell me anything about pictures, about bio, etc. And then he asked me, is that good? Now, by him asking me, is that good, it just shows how unsure of himself he was to have that as a prompt in the first place, and to say, okay, if it is good, then why isn't it working, kind of thing. Why aren't the girls matching with me? Why aren't I getting anywhere else with these girls that I'm matching with, right? And that was his, like, because he's coming from that frame. Like, had he told me, like, this is my first prompt, this is my second prompt, this is my third prompt, here are a few of my pictures, have a big picture view of my entire profile, he was going like, no, my first prompt, is that good? Do you think that'll like get a girl to like me, etc.? But think about it, if you put up that as the message, like the first few words, right, and then it's like a prompt, whatever the fuck that is, with like a little blurb, like a tweet length of characters, and then ask me, is that good enough for a girl to kind of like what I'm saying? It just shows that you're like not there socially, or coming with the right energy to get the girl in the long run. Because if you think a short blurb will get a girl and keep a girl around, you're very highly mistaken. It comes down to who you actually are long term. Now, that's one part of it. The other part of it is every guy writes that stuff, and so the gist of what I was saying is like to change, well, not to change the prompt, but to change the entire profile into something more fun. Because yes, of course, every guy wants to find a girl and have someone to get married to and have kids with, etc., right? But you don't need to write on the first fucking prompt. And especially with Hinge, it's more of a serious app from what I've heard. So it's not like Tinder, like a hookups app. It's more of a actually find someone kind of app. And so everyone wants that. You don't have, you're saying the obvious at this point. And if this is your first first encounter to hook the girl that is seeing this, then you're just fucking up by being boring. So what I told him was, anyone can do that. Everyone wants that. That's just like a given, right? What you want to do is come up with something funny, something witty, something that will pique their interest or hook them, right? So it could be anything. It could be a joke. It could just be like your personality. But then we went. I just said like, I didn't give him advice then. I said, look, I can't give you advice on just the first prompt. Give me the whole picture. So he told me the 3 prompts. He went through his bio information. He showed me his pictures. He sent them to me on WhatsApp. So I've got all this information. Now I've got a full picture. And then he was like, all right, well, what do you think I could do? So, well, I kind of like said, this is what I think you should do, kind of thing. And so he had a picture of himself on a pier somewhere, like one of those piers that stick out into the ocean and stuff. And he was looking like down, and he looked moody. And it's an alright picture. It's a bit like grainy and stuff, but it was a picture, right? What can I say? It's just a normal picture. Now he wasn't looking at the camera. He was looking down. He was trying to look cool and stuff like that, right? And he was going like, the thing he was saying was, do I look muscular? Do I look like a bit of a man in this picture? He didn't like look muscular. I mean, he looked obviously like a man, but he didn't look muscular or anything like that. But what I said was like, you're just a bit desperate to get this kind of like fix that yes, I am enough. You are, like, any guy is enough. They just need to like get all this shit out of the way to unlock mentally that they believe that they're enough, right? And so instead what I said was, you could have that still grainy picture of you looking moody on a pier somewhere, right? That's fine. It's not the picture, but it's like what your profile entirely conveys. So if you have that picture and you say, yeah, looking for someone serious, it's a bit too serious, a bit too formal. It's a bit like there's no fun there, right? However, if you had that as your first picture on the pier, and then in your first prompt you said something along the lines of, I like to take pictures where I look moody looking down, or I like to take grainy pictures of myself looking moody on piers around the world. So already, like, or Bournemouth Pier, or like Blackpool Pier, or wherever the fuck the pier is, right? So already you've got a shit picture, not shit picture, but just like the quality of it is shit. You've got you yourself on like a different type of pose, looking down, looking away. You know how people trying to look cool all days and looking away from the camera and shit. So you got that, and then you've got a funny prompt. Now it's not going to make someone roll out of their chair like, this guy's fucking funny, let me suck his dick. That's not going to happen. However, it's just enough to pique their interest to be like, alright, that was witty, that was funny. He's like making fun of the elephant in the room, which is like, or like he's pointing out the elephant in the room, which is like, he shows social awareness. I would match with him to just hear more banter and see if it goes anywhere. And then like, if they like you from there, you'll kind of get like more development from that point. Whereas if you just put like that picture accompanied with the prompt that he had, which is like, I'm on that app not to hook up, just to find someone and potentially get married, no girl wants to read that. Obviously you want that, but no girl wants to read that. They want the fun person, because at the end of the day, they're not going to marry you day one. They're going to be like, can I get on with this person? Am I attracted to them? Do I have like attraction, chemistry with this person? Do I find them funny? Do they make me laugh, etc.? So you conveying that you are funny, witty, etc. will just come across great if you did what the latter, which is what I said. Obviously work it out a little bit better than what I just said. That's just off the cuff and stuff, but that kind of essence is what you want to convey, to be like, to explain to a girl that, yeah, you are actually you have some social calibration to you. You are funny, you are witty, you don't give a fuck if they don't like that because you're just like not on there for desperation. You're there just to explore. You're not in there for desperation. You're in there for exploration. That's a fucking quote right there. Better bookmark this. That little bit right there. That's excellent. That's exemplary. You're not there for desperation. You're there for exploration. Think about that whole mindset. It takes you out of being desperate, being needy, and it puts you into, so from scarcity to abundance, from desperate to exploration. Now you're there just to explore, to see what's going on. You may go on dates, you may not. You may just text girls for practice. You never actually ever mean to meet up with them. You can do that. Who gives a fuck? Just do it, right? Just get better at your skill. Anyway, I should tell you why I'm whispering. It's because it is 11:41 at night, and my little boy's gone to bed, and he's like in the room next door to me. So I'm kind of whispering, getting close to the cam, making it nice and intimate for you. So imagine we're in the same room, and I'm giving you this advice. And if you're up to this point so far, you definitely need it. So stick around. Where was I? Right. Where was I now? Desperate to exploration. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, don't matter. The gist of it is you wanna come across with that type of energy. Sorry, I found my train of thought. Okay. You don't want to come across as like that guy who's desperate, who like so needs to find a wife. You want to come on this app or any type of dating app, for example, with the energy that you're just there for a laugh, to see what happens. Not like to see what happens in I want to see if a relationship happens. No, I just want to go on. Like, you know how people, this is a great analogy. You know Omegle, you know those like shorts you see of people speaking to other people on Omegle and stuff like that, right? Or chat roulette or something. Like back in the day, I used to go on chat roulette until you realise there's just a bunch of dicks, like literal dicks, hanging out. Then you're like, fuck this. But Omegle's probably the same thing, but I've never been on it. It's more of a younger person's kind of thing. But chat roulette was there for us oldies. Anyway, you know when you go on there and you're like, you're just there for a laugh. You're just there. You don't intend to meet someone on Omegle, right? You're just there to see what's going on, have a little, like, bust a little jokes. All right, cool. I'm gonna log off now. You should use dating apps the same way with the same mentality. Yes, you can have at the back of your mind that you're there to find a relationship, and that's fine. But in the front of your mind, you should be like, if it works out, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It is what it is. I'm just gonna go on here to bust a couple of jokes, practice my flirtation skills, my text game, whatever. Get girls to see if they actually want to like meet up with me. Use it to sharpen my act, use it to sharpen my game. And then if something goes, great. If something doesn't, then you just keep learning, you keep pumping it out. But a lot of guys think that, okay, I got the app now, so now I can just, once I go on it, all my problems will be solved. And then they don't get matches, and they're like, I suck. And then it makes them more desperate, and it makes them more needy. You don't want to come with that energy. That's bad energy. That's like, that is small dick energy. You want to come with big dick energy. What does that mean? It means you're here on it for jokes. You don't need anyone here. Like, for example, another thing I said to this guy is you can have a picture of you next to a taco stand, for example. It could be a Chinese food stand. It could be a Mexican stand. It doesn't matter, right? Tacos is Mexican. I understand what I said there. Anyway, it could be any, let's just say a taco stand for the sake of this example, right? So you could be standing there and then have that as your picture, and then the prompt underneath that, or the caption underneath that, or the first prompt, or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm talking about, could be like, I love tacos, and I'll be damned if I go on a date with you and you don't like tacos. So if you don't like tacos, get the hell off this profile right now, ... Something along them lines, right? You can tell I'm being funny. Now, again, it's not ha 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 funny. It's not bust out my chair laughing, right? But it's funny enough to be like, all right, this guy's cool. This guy's got a little vibe. This guy's understands social normities. and is comfortable. And also another little like psychological trick here, it shows the girl that, or anyone else that viewed your profile, that you don't give a fuck about them, because you are willing to disqualify them. You're willing to say, listen, if you don't match exactly what I'm looking for, then get the fuck off my profile now. ... And that is very attractive for girls, because they're like, alright, first of all, it's funny, a little bit witty, like, again, not haha, but it's just like, it's funny enough, okay? It's different, because every guy is like, the first thing I said, like, oh, am I looking here for a relationship, nothing too serious, or something serious, blah blah blah, all that gay shit. And then if you come with that something more funny, like I just mentioned, like the taco thing, we're like, all right, cool, let me match with this guy because he's got some personality to him, right? He's got something different about him. So, and then also, because you're kind of like disqualifying them, they feel like, oh, okay, this guy has some standards. Now, it's in a little subtle way with a quick joke, but when they actually chat to you and then you just hold that frame, you stay in state of being like, yeah, look, it's cool, we're chatting, that's fantastic. But if you do say something that I don't like, I will let you know. And if you continue with it, yeah, it's cool, we just won't see each other again. We won't speak to each other again. You don't have to say this like word for word. You need to convey it in your energy, so you have some fucking worth to you, so you have some fucking standards to yourself, and you're not just a piece of shit that will fall in love with any little girl that comes your way because you're so desperate and needy, and you haven't had any action in such a long time. Sorry, I thought that was my little boy waking up. It's actually my cat that's groaning in her sleep. I think she farted or something. Cats do fart, I think. Anyway, I may leave it there. I've given you some damn good advice. See, this type of advice is what I needed to hear when I was younger. And I learned this shit by going through it the hard way. And that's cool, you can do that. And if anything, you'll become fucking unstoppable like me if you do that. Look at me. Look at this muscle. I ain't gonna show you my muscle. You gotta watch the workout videos for that. But anyway, if you do, right, you will just get better because you've gone through more failure. And when you have something that works, you'll be able to capitalize on it more. You'll be more energized from it. Whereas if you're that guy that everything just not is handed to you, but it comes easier and you don't have to do it as much, I feel like in the long term you're disadvantaged because you haven't had enough lessons that come out of it, enough gratitude that comes out of it. Anything that comes your way now, any girl that comes your way now, right now, for example, you are just a bit like nonchalant, but a bit too nonchalant about it because you're like, whatever, it's been easy the entire time, so you kind of like put less value on it. Whereas if you go through the trenches, you have a bit more perspective on being like, okay, no, this is a good situation because I've had way like 1,000 shit situations. So that's the kind of situation I went through. However, this video, obviously I watched videos like this when I was going through it, and this type of video will give you the like, it will slash your time in half because I'm giving you potent information that is relevant to the specific type of issue that guys face on, in this case, dating apps. But in other dating situations, you may see other videos of mine where like I get into it a bit more on different topics. But this is just like this specific example that I spoke to this brother about, and he's a cool guy. I'm speaking to him again, so it hopefully helps and stuff like that. And he, changes his life through what I've said to him. That'd be fucking fantastic. And then I'll just document it as well. I mean, I'm not giving any of his personal information away. I'm just kind of like, and he'll probably see this as well, and maybe he can kind of like watch this a few times because our conversation wasn't recorded, and this is like a little brief synopsis of the first bit of our conversation. We went deep. We spoke for like an hour, maybe a little bit longer, and we're speaking again this week to kind of like see what's changed since he saw more of my content on the matter. Like I made a really long video about it. So yeah, but anyway, this is a perhaps perhaps I'll do more. If you want to see me do different types of this type of video, like specific for your situation, write in don't write in the comments. Send me an email. Send me an email. If you're actually serious, send me an email, and then I'll endeavor to either make a video or we can actually have a call. And at the moment, I'll do it free of charge. I don't know how long this is going to last for, but I'll do it free of charge for now because it's quite entertaining to me, to be honest, and it's a skill set that I've developed over time. I'll help some people out. So I'll put my email in the description box below. So if you want either for me to do the same thing as I did with this guy, so I jumped on a call with him and I just spoke to him for an hour and he told me his situation, I explained it, we can do that. Or if you want me to do a video on a specific topic, email me about like your situation and say, would you do a video? But if you want me to like give you actual personal tailored advice, the phone call is probably better. You know what? Just go for the phone call. Just easier. And if you have some comments below, put them below. Anyway, hope that helps people. I don't know, I might do some more videos right now, but it's late and I'm going to leave it there for this one. So anyway, hope that helps and I'll catch you in the next video. Alright, see you later.